Thank you. I would like to acknowledge a few people as we get into our discussion tonight. 100 Agency is here, and the leadership of our European group. John O'Brien is here, and Emma Sargent, I believe, is also here as well. And 100 is an organization designed specifically to help nonprofit and charity organizations with their strategy and all their marketing efforts. So, John, thank you very much for being here. I would be remiss if I didn't call out my colleagues at Porter Novelli. Our leadership, our chair is here, Fenella Gray. Our co-managing director, Joe Patterson, is here. Nicole Yost, who's unable to be here, but here in spirit. And the whole entire team being in London this week has been nothing shy of amazing. And partially because we were able to pull together this event. This is a special event. And I want to kind of just maybe take a step back for a moment and how we got involved and why we got involved, right? And so it's a story that goes back to Pershing Square, a little cafe right next to Grand Central in New York, where if anyone would have been in the restaurant at the time, they would have seen a guy, me, acting a bit like an excited fanboy as I waited to meet Henry Timms. And I was with a couple colleagues, and they would tell you I was genuinely excited. Because, quite frankly, I've been watching Giving Tuesday. And how many of these moments can you think of where there's an event that generates so much impact, all in one moment, and then carries it forward? And then all of a sudden, we're talking about this 7 years later in 55 countries. Hundreds of millions of dollars, euros, pounds being created to help generate the type of impact for organizations and causes around the globe because of a single idea from an individual who decided to challenge convention and be a bit of a disruptor. I mean, so I was pretty excited, I have to tell you. And so Henry sits down, we're in the booth, and I ask him how he created this, and he's telling us the story, and I'm getting more and more excited. But I asked him, I said, so how can we help? Because I'm anxious. I'm anxious for Porter Novelli to get involved in some way. Because at Porter Novelli, the reason for our existence is to make a positive impact, and we do that, and we happen to do that through communications. But I was excited, and one of the things Henry was saying is there's been so many charitable organizations and nonprofit organizations that really maximize the opportunity of Giving Tuesday. But he said if there was another opportunity, it would be to get brands involved, corporations, the public sector. How could they start to use scale and the power of their customer base, their stakeholder base, to amplify all the great causes and works of all these nonprofit organizations and create more volunteerism and create more charitable giving, right? So you look at that and I go, well, that's a powerful ask. It's a fairly big one, but it's a powerful ask, right? And so we knew at Porter Novelli, we've done a lot of research as well, just like CAF has, and some of our research around brands has suggested the following. 88% of consumers would prefer to buy a product if they believe that that company and that product aligns with their values. You've probably heard some of this. 80% of consumers would like a company to take a position on social issues. So for us, this started to seem very aligned with what we're trying to do as an organization. So getting corporations involved seemed like a great opportunity for us. And I think there is a fantastic opportunity for brands. If you look at one model here in the United Kingdom, Comic Relief, right, and Red Nose Day, what you've seen is you've seen brands come in and integrate into that opportunity and make the most of that giving moment. And so I have to tell you, I think we have that moment collectively for Giving Tuesday to use our scale and our reach. And I don't mean just Porter Novelli. So one of the pledges that we make, and we're making again here, is that we are going to promote Giving Tuesday throughout all of Omnicom and the agencies in Omnicom. We are going to promote this with our clients, our clients that represent both nonprofit foundations but also brands, to get involved. And when I talk about what we will do is we're going to encourage every single one of our clients to be putting Giving Tuesday on their map so that everyone knows what December 3rd is all about. I think for our ability to make an impact, that's what this profession does. If you think about the people in this room, marketing, communications, advertising, a great opportunity to drive awareness where there wasn't, educate where education's needed, and drive behavior and change in those moments and those opportunities. So for us, this is great, and we couldn't be more thrilled to get more organizations involved in Giving Tuesday. But that also then leads me to really the reason why I think everyone's here is to hear from the person who conceived of this idea, and if you think about this, selflessly, then turned around and gave it away. I mean, the thing that was so surprising to me in that first conversation is he said, you could go, this is my words, and bastardize the logo as much as you want. I mean, think about causes and organizations that basically say, take our brand, do what you need, because the cause is much bigger than the logo. So if it ends up being your Giving Tuesday, have it be your Giving Tuesday, but make the most of it. That's an impressive thing. So I'm sure you all want to hear from this guy, who's I also like to consider a friend, but he is a former CEO of 92nd Street Y. He's the current CEO and executive director at Lincoln Center. He is the founder of Giving Tuesday, and if you haven't done this yet, please read his book. It's incredible. He is the author of New Power. It is a fantastic read and will absolutely change you from a business perspective. So let's bring up Henry Timms, our main speaker for this evening.